Hello everyone, how are you all? I had a busy day of conferences and webinars and other stuff. So I thought I will take a breather and come and chat with my friends a little bit. So here I am. We usually start in the morning, and that was okay. But now, midday, uh, I just want to come and remind people about what I say, how we should deal with a work today, no matter what the work is. If you could really be uh, focused on being in the present and not reacting, and also doing breathing at least for a moment, you know, every 1 hour. That will help you not to land up in the brain fog or headaches or lack of sleep and all that, right? It's okay to take a nap if you would not. Hi, Mark. How are you? So it's a question of, uh, you know, resting comfortably and also uh, really assessing how the day is going and then putting some things in perspective. I'm talking about dealing with our modern stresses and the arguments, the shouting, uh, uh, all the all the things that I see in the hospital between the nurses and doctors, or doctors and the patients, or administrators and the doctors. We have so many things going on, right? Sometimes they backfire and then they really result in very unpleasant, and then we will have a sore mood that we will be nursing all day. Um, I mean, we should be above that, but not all the time it's possible. But you can always nullify a situation by calming yourself down and saying sorry and thank you. Those should be the power. Everybody knows about it. But my concern is how we are unaware of how we build stress in our system. The series of reactions, the sympathetic overtone that has become a norm in many workplaces, because workplace culture depends upon the heads and also the people who are running the place. And then if they are not burned out or not stressed out, the employees will feel much better. And also, if the employees feel like they're taken care of, then it will be much more easier, right? So the way to make the employees feel is one way is to really address the stressful factors that are there in the culture or in the company or corporation, right? Then you can tell people how to take care of themselves better, and maybe provide some facilities that they can take care of, maybe a swimming pool, maybe a recreation area, maybe what I call a oasis, wellness oasis, I call it. It's like you go there and then you can talk to somebody and get your burden out, and then you can pick up resources for your self-care, things like that. Okay, my oasis is more like a go there, and here you find corners where you can meditate, you can or you can breathe in and breathe out, or you can just do some stretch bands or something, or you can do some yoga mat and do some yoga there. We can arrange a bigger room into this kind of my cubicles. Okay, so that's what I do. So hello everybody. As they come up, I'm saying hello to them. And so after so many hours of webinar, I kind of determined to come and give here whatever I can give. Just a greeting or just a short tip. Maybe somebody may catch that 1 minute breathing every 1 hour. and they may end up doing it and getting the benefit of it. Okay, that's the kind of giving that is happening here. So I was at other rooms this morning briefly. One was talking about automatic thoughts, one was talking about functional fitness, all wellness measures, in my view. Um, the automatic thought is something that I think we should pay more attention to, because mind is made to continuously go on thinking, right? But if you give too much importance to it, suppose it's a negative, you can reinforce the negative thinking and you can bury it into your subconscious, bring it back. So, what I was saying, there is automatic thoughts may happen, but you can slow them, or you can identify what they are, and you can go to one particular uh, thought and change the thought to I think I had a phone call there. So you can go to one particular thought after you slow down the thought with the deep breathing, and then work on that one thought. If it's negative, you can change the cognitive reframing. Like in yoga, they call pratipaksha bhavana, right? You can convert the negative to positive. And then you can go beyond that one thought also. If you just stay with one thought, then you will usually go into thoughtless state, where you still the thought, and then your inner resources will come out, right? So there is mechanism, there is a way to do it. First of all, understand how the thought and minds work. There is no separate mind. It's more like a conglomeration of thoughts, and compounded with feelings, compounded with memories, compounded with our imagination, looking into the future. So it's a very important complex organ, but it also produces thoughts that can be automatically coming on their own, because they have something within your memory that can rig it up and they will commit. See, them in yoga, they compared mind to a lake, okay, and somebody can throw a stone from outside, and that can cause ripple effect, right? Like that, you can pick up something, somebody's body language, somebody's word, somebody's action, whatever, that can rake up all these thoughts like ripples. And then, if you don't really pay attention to them and then allow them to slip into your subconscious, they become samskaras, okay? Like a maybe tendencies that you form, and then they repeat again. That's where we call automatically they are coming, because we never worked with one thought completely, fully really experience it and let it go. We cling on to the memory somehow, or we give strength to it by thinking over that again and again. So once you understand the mechanism of thought, the movement of thought, and the stillness of thought and subsequent silence, once you end up in the silence, which is original state of yours, then that taste will bring you back again. So you can try to start the day in silence. Don't recall all the things that happened in the past, and maybe look to the future without any particular thing, and go and face things as they are. And then in the night before you go to sleep, if you can empty your mind, then that kind of thing helps you not to have this automatic continuous thoughts. Everything is going well, a lot of people don't pay attention, but then some negativity should happen, something in your life, in your relationship, whatever, then you go on munching on the same thing. That's how you create these samskaras, and they become really crystallized. Like a road is there, the road is fortified with all these thoughts. So a lot of it we do by not being in attention, which is really alert and awake, not really too many thoughts and all. You kind of pay complete attention. So be in attention, not in thought. That was J. Krishnamurti. He wrote a wonderful book called Ending of Thought. Doesn't mean getting stupid. Getting doesn't mean really shutting down. No, it's intelligently knowing what is thought, how to use it, when to use it, when not to use it. One general term is whatever that you have to deal with, outward matters, like going to a place or ordering something or eating something, all those actions are there. Then you need the thoughtful communication. But the problem is, we will not only communicate, we kind of form our own impressions with the thoughts. We think something, we feel something, we react to situations. That's what you need to be aware of and be observant, watchful, and be that witness consciousness. Once you learn to be in that consciousness, once you learn to taste that silence that comes with it, then you won't leave it. Believe me, like, I stay in the calm mind most of the time and really enjoy the blissfulness of the silence. And in the evening also, I make my mind silent and then I go to sleep. Okay, so it is possible, it can be done, but you need to have an intention of really experience the silence and enjoying it a little bit. But if you think that continuous thinking, constant thinking is good, nobody can save you from that constant chattering box of the mind. In the middle of the day, this may be a good thing to find out and take a break, completely different. Maybe go for a walk, watch the nature, something like that. Excuse me. So that's what I came here to talk to you about. And anybody wants to come and say something, they're welcome to come on to me and talk about it. Any question? How's your day going? Or any questions that you have about what you want to do and all that? Okay. Let me get a glass of water. So, starting the day in the morning, we were talking about how we can be we can be in the moment, starting the day, and slow the thought by deep breathing and stretch our body and get energized, you know, and then watch our thoughts, right? If you really establish yourself in the present moment awareness, then you are in a real self of awareness, then you will be watching the movement of thought through the day. Not obsessive compulsory, but you get the hang of it. Then you can use the thought and then don't have to allow it to go and form opinions or concepts and all that. So judgments and all that. If you are not there in human relationship, try to not to use the thought, but in activities or anything that you do, thought is okay. Then it will take its place and rest. Otherwise, if you allow it to vagabond whatever, it will go all over the place. That's how people lose attention and really not in the flow of whatever they are doing, right? And then later on, the thoughts build upon themselves, they go different directions. Then you have to calm them down by sitting down in a formal meditation. But if you are in that meditative awareness where thoughts are appropriate or thoughtless state is more than the thoughts. Okay, I hope you got it because that's very simple to me. But most of people can get it if they only they want it. Okay, so it's not like a miracle or something superhuman or anything like that. We can get it. So try to be in the silence most of the time and then use the thought appropriately, then you will be much better off. Okay, outward matters thought, inward matters intuition. So I'm just being very simple, very general, very simplified, but that's what it is. So we were also talking about in another room. I was talking about uh, functional fitness. That is what we can pay attention to in the mid of the day. maybe stroll around, go to a nearby park, and allow the senses to enjoy the sights and smells of the garden. And that is really good in the modern day because people are not taking time to smell the roses. That's what we really want to do. Okay, so that's another thing I talked about because I seen people when I was growing up, they were doing a lot of things manually. They were sweeping the floors by bending down and doing that, and they were washing the clothes manually, and they were bringing water from the well by, um, you know, really getting the water from deep well, and then they carry it wherever they want to take it. So there is a lot of physical activity, either in the farm or in the fields or in the gardens or even at home also. They grinded grains into dough and all that. They kind of sat down and cooked the meal on a on a fire that's made up of wood. So many opportunities for them to be functionally fit because they are carrying their own weight and going around. So the middle of the day, you may consider taking a walk around your hospital. If you have a walk path, you can walk there too. We did that for our employees back in 2008 when the EMR is being installed. A lot of our power trainers, super trainers, the nurses whom we trained first, they went and taught other people. They were kind of really really stressed out. So we kind of created just to place boards like a half a mile, 1 mile, 2 miles, like that. Those they go around twice. They can do, the 2 miles, like then 10 times they have done better. So that whoever we gave them podometer, they can take that, and then whoever walked for 10 miles, we gave them a massage token as a reward. So just to encourage these healthy habits in 2008, that was good for these people who are working so hard, to implement the EMR. We got actually 500 people coming from somewhere else to help us. It was that big deal, So it was only 100-bed hospital. Still, the implementation was enormous, and so many people have to be trained very, very quickly and very nicely. But still, people stressed out because something new, and they really didn't want to do that. But that's the law, and everybody has to implement them. We were implementing it. But I took to it because I thought EMR would help to share the patient information much faster, and also we won't have to make the prescription errors, which were happening a lot, and people are dying because of it, and those kind of things. I was really motivated. I thought we could really improve the quality, but people, partially implemented EMR. They did not take advantage of whatever it can offer. Nowadays, it is getting better, but at the time, it was not. So people who are trying to teach the people who have to learn and do the work, they were giving a lot of stress. So I kind of conducted this stress reduction classes. In the form of that, I established this pathway for walk in the hospital. So they just walked and then got the benefit of the walking. So in the functional fitness, I was telling them about yogic perception of how to really uh, know how our bodies are acting up, and how we can prevent the bad energy accumulating in our joints, in our muscles, and all. They Yoga and Ayurveda, they had these energies broken up into three kinds. I'm sure many of you have heard about it. One is called Rajas, that kind of motivates us, propels us to be active, to go in movement, right? Both brain and body also. The other kind is kind of lazy, retiring, and all that. That energy we need for the sleep and rest at night, but not at the day. So lot of time what happens is people get comfortable in sofas, comfortable in cars and elevators. All these I call them as uh, you know comforts that are not really good for us. The creature comforts we call them, because once you use it to that, once once you are used to that, then you allow it to accumulate, and then that kind of makes you sit down, makes you lie down, makes you stay there for a while. So that is a bad energy. It's not in the flow. It's kind of stagnant energy. If you can notice that as you are working through the midday, then you can do few, maybe chair yoga, office yoga, or just a few stretches with the deep breathing, or just to move about, just to move about. That's good enough. So I was talking about that too in another room. So during the day, midday, take a nap if you are really tired. Take deep breaths if you remember that, and also uh, focus on this tamas energy, TAMAS, tamas energy in the body. Okay, and then what happens is you can relieve that energy before it becomes accumulative. If you allow that to accumulate daily and for a while, you age faster. You see, that's not good. Okay, and also your organs also not healthy that way if you accumulate. So on a daily basis, suppose you are standing and your legs ache, maybe you do a couple of stretches for the calves and for the thighs, that kind of thing. I usually teach people after I see what they are working, how they are working, where they are working, and all that. Is there any weight carrying around, or just they are sitting a lot, or they are using creature comforts in the same of you know uh, they don't take the stairs, they take the elevators, and then they don't walk, they kind of always travel in the car, things like that, right? So we can change once we know a daily routine of anybody, and then suggest them to use that body, carry their own body weight around. Okay, suppose you are obese, suppose you have heart problems, I would say that you do climb the stairs. But what I'm saying is, young people don't have to allow this aging come faster. There are a lot of ways you can do. Okay, so do those things during the day, at the middle of the day, and hopefully they will make you feel more alert and more energetic. And at the end of the day, when you come home, you are much better mood. Okay, and also negative thinking is something you don't want to harbor too long. Let it go. Don't cling on to things. That's what the yoga teaches you. And that means you got to live in the present moment. That means what? You don't cling on to what happened, and also you don't want to focus on something that's going to come as though that is real. Let it come, but deal with what is all the time. Then you are in the present moment awareness. Then automatically your thoughts are also not that much, and you can enjoy the silence much better. Okay. All right. So I just came for a brief talk just to encourage you to do these health measures I talk about in the morning through the day also. Okay. And I will be seeing you again tomorrow morning for sure, but in the evening time if I have some time. Thank you.